You are here because you want to know how to make $100. Who's excited? You can say in the chat, you can use that as a chat. Who's excited that we're doing this? Like we're doing this version of it. It's not your first 5,000, your first 100,000, your first million. It's your first 100. Yes, yes. I know you all can't see it, but I'm getting a lot of yeses. So we'll start here. Okay, so day one, we're going to create your offer. You may already have an offer, but I highly recommend walking through this. This is like a workshop. This is not just to watch me in the background. You're going to want to do the things that we're doing live because I highly, highly recommend it. Even if you already have an offer or you are think you can't create an offer in just this amount of time, because we're going to all walk out of here with an offer. And it may not be your core offer, your main offer that you have for the rest of your life, but you will walk out of here with an offer. So let's see if any of this resonates with you. Let me know if this is resonating. You're in your first 5K. That's how you have the link to this. You're in your first 1 to 14 days. And you feel excitement, but also a little bit of information overload. Now, I've tried to make the membership as non-overload or overwhelming as possible, but you can still feel that way because when you get there, you might not know exactly what to do. You might not know what buttons to push or how the school platform works or where things are found. But what you do see is you see a lot of people in there and they're happy and they're excited and they're getting something from it. And it starts to a little bit over time get a little bit better. You're watching the videos and you're feeling hopeful. And as I go here, I know there is no chat, but as we go along, give me feedback in the chat in the Q&A. You're hearing terms like offers, digital products, YouTube monetization, strategy calls. Let me know if any of these words were new to you, but you're hearing these terms thrown around. You're inspired, but you're not sure how to take further action. This could be where you are right now. It may not be, but it could be. And because you're here, I'm going to assume that that you're feeling some of this. You may not know what your offer is just yet. You're not sure how to explain it. Yes, a lot of people say, yes, this is exactly me. Stage two, this is the clarity gap. I'm excited in stage one. I'm inspired, but I don't know exactly what's happening yet. Then what happens in a membership, usually in days 15 through 30, and you may not be there because we just started 15 days ago, so you may not be here yet, but you may relate to some of this, is you have a clarity gap. You're ready to make money and you want to start. But when it's time to sell something, you may freeze. Again, some of this relate to you, some of it may not. You may be thinking, I don't have anything worth 5K. This is called your first 5K. I don't have anything that's worth $5,000. If I did, I would have it. Maybe not even $50. Why would someone buy from me? Anybody feeling that? You feel underqualified and you're hesitant to put yourself out there. You're unsure if you're ready. Sean says, this is me. I freeze when it comes to selling. Yes. Yes, I'm seeing a lot of that. Great. And this is good because this is why we're here. This is why we're taking 5 days to granularly figure out each step of this. Stage 3 is you're stuck at the start line. You've learned what an offer is. You've even seen examples. You may have created one with the help of my custom GPT. Let me know in the chat if if you've tried my GPT. Yeah. So a day says my issue is deciding, and we have that in today's curriculum. So that's going to be really fun. Yes. You've tried the GPT, the custom GPT. It's giving you all kinds of ideas. Leslie says, I'm just nervous. I feel stuck. So you're browsing, you're taking notes, you're learning. And this is all great. These are all accomplishments, by the way. But you're not posting, maybe. Sometimes you are, sometimes you're not. You're not promoting what your offer is, and you're not launching it. waiting to feel this is going to hit you. You're waiting to feel ready, quote unquote, but readiness comes after action, not before it. Think about that for a second. Did that hit you? You wait to be ready, but if readiness comes after action, then you have to do something in order to feel ready. I'm seeing a lot of love for that because it hits home and it gives us the permission not to be perfect. This is the moment where most people stall in a membership, in a club. This is exactly what the challenge was built to move you through. And remember, you're getting all of this as part of your $9 a month or $45 a year membership if you're one of the first 1,000 members. And if you're watching the replay, you got it for just a little bit more if you're after that. What you will be able to do after this challenge, this 5-day challenge, which, by the way, I was going to make it 5 weeks, but I said, no, they need it now. So we're doing it 5 days. Every single member here who is live or watching this replay will end this day with something to sell. Something. It may not be your core offer. It may not be the perfect offer, but you will end this day, come hell or high water, with something to sell. Many of you will make $100 by tomorrow. Let me know in the chat if that's you. In the Q&A is what we're using for chat. Let me know if you're one of the many who will make $100 by tomorrow. This challenge will set the stage for you earning your 5K later on. Woo! It blew up. It's just like a scroll now. Yes, yes, yes. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get right into it. Your first step, and because I don't have the chat, well, actually, I think I can chat to you. Let me see if that's the case. But your first step is to go into my custom GPT. Let's see if I have it. You may or may not be able to click on this, and you may or may not be able to copy and paste it. If you cannot click on the chat link that I just gave you in the chat, go into your first 5K, the membership, go into the classroom, click on the core 5K offer section. And then I'm going to show you. Go here, go into the classroom. So here being the membership that we're in, go to how to make 5K. Click on that. If you cannot use, it's the same link that I put in the chat. Scroll down into the best way to make 5K. Scroll down, AI tool. You're going to click on that. It's going to take you to a page that looks like this. Best used on a desktop or laptop. Best used on a desktop or laptop. Okay? Now, if along the way anything doesn't work or you feel like you're behind a little bit, don't freak out. Don't leave. Don't do the things that are going to stop you from progress. Just take some notes and know that this replay will be available shortly after we finish, and you can go back and start again. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. So that's the first thing we're going to do. You're going to have that open. Do not click anything. Do not type anything yet. Now, we're going to give it some prompts. Type yes in the Q&A that we're using for chat once my custom GPT is open on your desktop. Wonderful. You all are doing amazing, by the way. This is awesome. This is so cool. Again, if the link did not work for you in the chat for some reason, do what I just showed you. Go into the classroom, go into the 5K core offerings, and look for the AI tool link. And if you are not able to catch up, all good, just take notes. Come back to the replay. I want to make sure as many of us as possible are there, though. Okay? So we're going to do 5 prompts, but this is going to be the longest one. Okay? This is going to be the one that's going to take the longest. So we're going to spend several minutes here. Several minutes here. If you can't figure out how to split your screen, write down this prompt and then go to the GPT and just have this be listening to me. I'm going to, if you give me a second, I should be able to copy and paste that as well. Let me find it. Think so. Yeah, the prompts here. Give me a second. Should be able to do this in a second. In the chat, I'm going to come over to the chat and I'm going to see if I can paste it, which I can, which is awesome. Now there's spaces there because of where I copied it from. But what are 5 reflection questions that will help me find things I figured out in my life? Not as an expert, but from real experience. Try to do this entire prompt. And what it's going to do is it's going to ask you those 5 questions. And if it doesn't for some reason ask you and it just tells you the 5 questions, answer them. Answer them. So either way, answer those 5 questions. And we're going to spend several minutes on this. So we're not going to rush you. Don't worry. Just go through it and answer those questions. If you're having any trouble with it, like it's giving you answers to something else or it's not really following this, talk to it for a second and say, I am doing a specific project. What are 5 reflection questions that will help? Talk, if it's not giving you the questions like it's hearing you, it's because it's trained to take you through an offer. So you're just going to tell it, hey, hold on that. I'm doing this. Can you answer this? Yeah. So as an example, you might be hearing, what do people come to me for advice or help with again and again? What challenge have I faced? So you're not going to type this. You might be getting this as an answer from ChatGPT, from my custom GPT. I'm going to repeat the entire prompt. What are 5 reflection questions that will help me find things I've figured out in my life? What are 5 reflection questions that will help me find things I figured out in my life, not as an expert, but from real experience? So go through those and ask those questions. It's asking you 5 questions. So you understand that the prompt that we've just put in is going to supply you with 5 questions that you need to answer. And I'm showing you on the screen now. I did the exact same thing in my custom GPT. I gave this prompt and then it gave me reflective questions. Now I'm going to answer those questions. And follow my prompt rather than what the GPT might tell you to say next. And I'll show you that what that next one's going to be so it can help you understand the context. You're not going to do this yet unless you're finished, but this is what it's the next thing is going to say is based on those answers, and you're going to give it answers. What could I help someone else with, right? Okay? So that prompt too, we're not going to get there yet, but that's just going to help you put it into context. It's going to answer those 5 questions. If you have trouble answering these questions, choose one of the questions, like the first one that it asks you, choose one of them and answer the one question. Because 5 is a lot, I know. Okay, I'm just going to answer questions as they come in. You're not going to, you can, if you want, you can paste your answers into the Q&A so I can see them. But what you're going to mainly do is paste them as a response to ChatGPT. You're going to, because that's the next, you're going to you're going to put that in and then press return. It's going to say something to you, but you're going to do my next prompt. Yeah. Yeah. So Candy wants me to show what my questions were because one of them is more relatable to her. So cool. Yeah, we can do that. Give me a sec. Absolutely. She would try and get paint on the canvas is what I call it. So it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be a super long answer. If you like my questions that I was given better than your questions, as long as you put some of those answers on there. And I see some people are starting to get some results. So when you answer those questions and you just press return, just stop there for me. Press return and just stop there. It's going to ask you for a next step, but you're not doing the next step yet. If you have completed this part of the assignment, just hold. You might want to read what it's saying to you, but just hold right now and we'll wait for others. People are getting some cool results. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is you might want to turn my audio off just for a second if you're like deep in thought, because there are a couple of people who are asking me to start over when it comes to how do you even find the GPT, and I'm gonna do that right now for you. Okay, all good. So there's a link in the chat that I have put. The link in the chat is the best way to get to my custom GPT. It's super simple. It's in the chat over there by itself. If you cannot get to it from that link, you're going to come to the classroom. You're going to try to be on desktop when you're doing this, even if you're listening to me on your phone. on desktop. You're going to go into the classroom. You're then going to click how to make 5K the core training, that module. It looks like this. Some people are able to get it on their phone. That's great. Yeah, sometimes it just doesn't work. So I always try to steer you in that direction, but all good if it is working. Okay, you're going to go to how to make 5K core training and you're going to click on it. And then the very first lesson is the best way to make 5K right here. You're going to see all of this. Don't worry about this part. This is an awesome section, by the way, for later. You're going to scroll down and you're going to click on AI tool, Arlan's 5K offer GPT. That is going to then open this page. Okay. When you do that, you're going to ask it, what are 5 reflection questions that will help me find things I figured out in my life? Not as an expert, but from real experience. This is just one part of the prompts we're putting in. So we're just going to get to that point, and then we'll have more prompts that'll help us find our offer, our $100 offer. Let me know where you all are. Let me know in the Q&A if you all are right in the middle of answering questions, if you've finished this part, if you're just getting started, so I can get a gauge. Someone asked, once you get to the GPT, what do you click on? You're not really clicking on anything. You're typing in the question that I posed. Okay? So you're typing in this question once you're there. And then you're going to press return or press the little arrow that's at the bottom and it'll give you the 5 question answers. Okay, great. Thanks everybody. We're at different stages. All good. If you have completed it, if you have completed, I'm going to give you the next part. But just only do this part if you have completed that first part, okay? Don't go too far ahead of me. I'm not even going to say it out loud for the people who are still on part 1, but this is the second prompt. Yes, I would hit the enter button after you've answered all the questions, just so it doesn't take you off on venture you somewhere. I would hit that button and that should then take you to where you can do the prompt 2, which is on the screen. If you're just joining, the chat is disabled for everyone and you're not supposed to see anyone else. This is a webinar style Zoom and the chat was just a technical issue. We're using the Q&A to tell me answers. And for day 2, we'll get the chat figured out. Awesome. Thank you for letting me know where you are. This is really great. Oh, I'm so happy that it's helping. Yes. Okay. There wasn't, so the second prompt is actually on the screen right now. But you didn't miss the second prompt because we're actually on the first prompt. I just gave the second prompt to those who are finished so they'd have a little something to do. But you are right on time. The whole point of this whole thing, I want everybody to just take a break and take a breath for a second. Take a breath and take a breath for a break and a breath for a second. The whole point of having this 5-day challenge and being here with you live on a Sunday is so that we can make things easier. Don't feel like you're behind because that means you're trying to race somebody. Who are you trying to race? It's about you. It will be okay and you will get this. Even if you don't get 100% of it, it'll be more than you knew when you got here. It's going to be okay. There will be a replay of this that you can go through and you can pause it and you can go try it and you can try it and you can pause it. You just happen to be here live, getting this for the first time live. If you're having trouble answering these questions because you feel like you have done something, but you don't know what is considered a win or not, just feed it a couple of answers that are just your best guess. Think about something. We talked about this on YouTube yesterday, the lab framework. Something that you have learned, something that same thing that you have applied in your life, and then something that benefited you. What's something that you learned, that you applied, and then it benefited you? It can be that simple. And it can be very, very simple, basic. It does not have to be very big and broad. We're just putting some information there to help us start to think through it. I have prompt 1 on the screen. Thank you. I think I do have it on there. If you're just joining, I'm going to make sure you have that's right. Yeah, I think this is right. One sec. I'm going to put, if you're just joining, you might not have the link to the GPT. So I'm going to put that here in the chat. Just check the chat. We are using the Q&A as an actual chat, but that should work for you. Okay, we are now going to move forward. If you're not finished, I would suggest that you watch the rest of this and complete it afterward, or catch up to it. All good either way. But I want to have it here for you so that you can continue going with this. You don't have to answer all 5 questions, and you don't have to answer everything with, a book that you've written. Okay? Is everybody okay with that? Oh man. I love that. I love you all are killing me with your messages. So Yvette just said, this is where I get nervous. I don't feel comfortable offering a price. I know it's going to get better, but I get nervous. This 5-day workshop, we're going to go over that step by step, not in day 1. Day 1 is just all about getting the offer figured out. You are not going to do anything with the offer if you don't want to yet. We're going to talk about, how do I get over that fear, that nervousness? What do I say to people? All of those things, every single step of that will be throughout these 5 days. Okay, great. So now we're going to go to prompt 2, and you're going to type in this prompt. Based on my answers, because you would have just given it answers and you would have pressed return, it would have something it said to you, but don't worry about what it said. Say, based on my answers, what could I help someone else with who's a few steps behind me? That is the exact prompt that I want you to put in. And it's on the screen right now. I'm also going to put it in the chat, hopefully. It's now in the chat as well, this prompt 2 that we're going to do. Oh, do you not see? Am I not showing it? Is the prompt 2 not on the screen? Y'all let me know. I'll do it again just in case. It's there. Okay, cool. I'm not sure if you're not seeing it why, but a couple people said they weren't seeing it. Okay. So you put your answers as a response into the GPT. You can also copy it into a Google Doc or into something else so that you can have it saved. But when you put it into the GPT, it's going to work for you in real time. So you could do both, but you definitely need to do the GPT part. Okay, I'm going to answer this question, but can everybody pause for me and look up and listen to this part of the question? So someone said, a lot of what I can share and teach are mainly things that I have just learned myself. So how can I charge to teach others when I'm not really an expert or don't have the life experience? I couldn't have written this question better for you. This is what this whole 5 days is about. This is exactly what these 5 days are about. Because everybody that you know who has made money has made it because they learned something and then they charge people to teach other people to do it. Whether that's through teaching them, coaching them, creating a physical product, everything stems from what you just said is the reason you can't charge people, is where all wealth comes from. This is this very seed of it. And you will, again, if you come to these 5 days or watch the replays, you will learn exactly that. But the big picture here is if on day one, you can't open your mind to the possibility that I may be right about this, then it's going to be hard for you from the other days. You have to understand that I was homeless 10 years ago. I slept on the floor of an airport. I had $0. I had a negative bank account. I did not know when I was going to eat. And I now have generated millions of dollars on my own, generated it from what I have learned. And some of it is what I learned while I was at the airport sleeping on the floor. So you have to believe that, or the rest of this won't work. Yes, good, good. They say, I understand. Yes, good. Now, someone said they only answered one of the 5 questions. That's okay too. No, we're not going for perfection. We're going for movement, action, momentum. We're not going for perfection. That's why we're all here together. These responses are amazing, actually, pushing me outside of my comfort zone with strangers. I provide this for loved ones. I never thought about making it an offer. Yes. Yeah, someone said this gives me 5 ways to make money. They're all amazing, not sure where to start. You are using my GPT live with me. It's built to give you answers, but you're actually going to follow my prompts. So don't worry too much about what it says. It's okay to read what it says to you, but just wait a second on the 5 prompts that we're doing. That's why. So you're going to have basically you're going to have bonus information. Thank you for giving of yourself so graciously and vulnerably. You're the true GOAT. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah. Someone says, I'm opening my mind to what you're saying. I've gone through bankruptcy, divorce, past traumas. I would love to offer coaching and offer to help others. All that you went through is what you can pull from. Yes. The first prompt, okay, we're going to do this one more time. So the first prompt was to say, what are the questions? And then you're going to, when they give you those questions, you're going to answer those questions. And then you're going to press return so that it now has those answers from you. The second prompt is based on those answers, what is something I could sell? Now you have those answers. You're just going to hold with me and we're going to go to prompt 3 and we're going to see what we're going to do next. Yes. Deanna says, this GPT is the truth. I know. I know. Okay, I'm going to say one more time. Everybody pay attention to this if you have any questions about the questions. Because if you have a question about it, it's probably because you're doing 2 things at once. Come listen to me. When it asks you the 5 questions, when it gives you the answer to prompt 1, it says the 5 questions. You are going to answer all 5 of those questions, or 2 of them, or 1 of them, or 4 of them. You're going to answer your answer, and then you're going to press return. And that's one step. And then you're going to do prompt two, which is type out the words based on my answers that I just gave you. What could I do? Dot, dot, dot. Yes. Lance says I could even walk clients through this process. Uh-huh. Now, you wouldn't send them to the GPT because the GPT is private for members only. But you could certainly tell them how to do this on Chat GPT, and you could tell them you could even create your own GPT. That's a whole other world. The possibilities are endless. Okay, we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. And then we're going to, again, if you feel like you're behind, hands off the wheel and just watch what we're doing. Yes. Yes. I'm not sure if others know, but they can look at the chat for the prompt questions since you put them in the chat. Yes, I have put the first two prompt questions in the chat that you can either type from or copy paste if it allows you to do so. Sometimes it does not allow you to do so. Now we're going to move on to prompt three, and we're going to go to the next thing. This is where it gets really good. Even if it has already started giving you offers, just say this to it, even if it already started. And it only works if you've only done the first two and didn't add anything. Prompt three is give me three simple $100 offers I could create based on that. Something I can deliver in 1 hour or less. I'm going to put the prompt into the chat. So if you go to the chat, you can see it there as well. Let's see. Where's my chat? I'm going to put it here. Prompt three. And I'm not labeling them because I don't want you to copy the words prompt. You were doing a fantastic job, everyone. Really, really good job. I'm getting all your messages. When I say, someone asked, what do you mean by deliver? When I say deliver, something I could deliver in 1 hour, what I mean is not create, because we're creating the offer, but something I could actually complete and do for the client, do for the customer in an hour or less. So for instance, you wouldn't charge $100 to do a year's worth of coaching. You would charge $100 to do something that potentially costs an hour or less, a phone call, a digital product. We're going to go through all these different things, but you're not going to do something, you're not going to charge that amount because we're going to get you up to the 5K offers, right? Eventually. Does that make sense? Yes. How come this GPT knows that I'm good at even those things I didn't tell it? It's scary accurate. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all. Okay, and this is just the third of 5 prompts. So you're gonna type this in, see what it's saying for you. And if you can, copy and paste some of these answers into a Google Doc. Copy and paste, take screenshots, do whatever you gotta do to keep this information in front of you. So that even if the page closes, you have the information. Thank you, Shemaine. I appreciate that compliment. Someone just asked about the chat. You may have come in late. The chat for Zoom is not enabled, meaning it's not working. What we are doing instead is you're typing into the Q&A just like you've just done to tell me that message, and I'm seeing the information personally. Others are not seeing it. We are fixing this issue for day 2. Someone said they're copying and pasting the answers into their email draft. Perfect. Don't even have to get Google Drive involved, Google whatever involved. Don't have to worry about screenshotting. Just copy and paste into a draft. Make sure you save the draft and you have that. If you have Notion, that's another good place to do it. Thanks, everybody. You're doing a fantastic job. This is making my job really easy. Joy says, I love how the GPT answers in your tonality. Yes, it's trained on my voice. It's trained on my information. Hundreds of hours of content it's trained on. So that's why it sounds like me. Lance is using a notepad text file to copy and paste. Mary's using OneNote. Tawana is using Google Keep. Yep. Yep. Okay, so that's prompt 3. We're going to move on to prompt 4. And remember, there is a replay of this. This will be replayed in the membership classroom after this. So if you've missed anything, you feel like you're behind, you can catch the replay and pause it. Yes. Awesome. Thank you, Paula. Prompt 4. Which of these offers is the easiest one to start with and why? That's what you're going to say to it after you've asked it to give you 3 offers. You're going to say, which one of these is the easiest to start with and why? Someone asked earlier, I have all these ideas, but I don't know which one to start with. That's why we have this prompt. I told you I got you. I told you I got you. I am not answering questions about anything but the $100 offer challenge that we're in right now. Nice. If you already have a ChatGPT account, it is saving this conversation into the ChatGPT account you have. But if you don't have an account, it's not saving it. That's exactly it. Candy said, one of the ideas that it came up with is walking a client through setting up a Zoom or setting up a Calendly, etc., because that's something that Candy knows. None of this is new to me, so maybe I'll answer my own question by saying that they will pay $100 if they are someone who won't watch YouTube to learn how to do it. It's absolutely true. I just put a video up about this recently. It's not only that they won't watch YouTube to do it, sometimes we don't have time and we want to pay for convenience. There are multiple things that I do, as Dan Martell says, I don't know if I have the book around me, but he says, buy back your time. I buy back my time because I'm busy. So you have people who have money. You have people who have a little money and people who have a lot of money, and they want more convenience. It's the reason we use Uber. It's the reason we use DoorDash. If you have ever used DoorDash, you are in the mindset of somebody looking for convenience and willing to pay extra for it. Because DoorDash will have you getting a Taco Bell and it costs $47. Am I wrong? So yes, somebody will pay you $100 to help them set up Calendly, because if you can, which we'll teach you in these 5 days, if you can show them how having a Calendly will make them more money or give them more convenience or make their lives better, then hell yeah, they'll pay you $100 to set them up for something that's going to help them do, $10,000 worth of work. Yes. Okay. Thanks, Moni. So there's not a back button on GPT to go to previous answers, but you can just scroll up, and it's a machine. So it's not going to be upset if you say, look, copy this and say, just tell me this again. I got lost. Tell me this part again. I'm doing this prompt again. You can just kind of tell exactly what you needed to do. Okay, so some people are saying that if they don't have the paid version of GPT, they've reached their limit for the day because they may have used it for something else. So you can either try again in a few hours or you can upgrade to ChatGPT. This is when I tell you that I am an investor in ChatGPT. So I'm not telling you to spend money on it, but that's the way you do it faster if you're not already. Okay? Rotundia says, is GPT in tune with market research? 100%. And you know, a year ago, I couldn't say that because a year ago it was trained for several months prior, but now it can search the web. It can do deep research. Literally, it's called deep research. It can do like all kinds of market research for you. Yes. Trezia, if mine is not working for you technically, then yes, you can use your own for this. Yes. I just have this here because some people don't have their own chat GPT and I wanted to give you this free way to use it. But yes, you can. Hmm. Lance is making a good point that we'll touch on in further days, but he's saying so often, even after you teach someone how to do something, and this is kind of meta because it's happening, they'll ask the magic question, can you just do it for me? And that's when you have your offer too, right? Sometimes it's not you doing a billboard. Sometimes it's naturally occurring, which has happened to members in this membership already. They've either posted about it or sent me messages about it, or people, they were just having conversations and they're like, oh, I love that. Not to the members, but to the outside world. And people have said, I'll pay you 100 for that, or I'll pay you 50 for that. So John Mark and Hafsa are saying with GPT, you can also open a new browser if you have a new browser, different browser, or and then Hafsa is saying you can sign in with a different email address if you're running up against limitations. I don't know that those work because I haven't tried them, but I'm going to just tell you what I'm reading here. Rotundia says ChatGPT will give you a free 30-day trial for the pro level. Good, good to know. Okay, so Deanna says, when it says to post this somewhere, I do not have social media. What should I start with? We're not doing that today. I have 2 days of our 5 days are dedicated to how you promote this. 2 days. You'll know everything you need to know and more. Today is about getting the offer sorted. Does that make sense? Today is about what is the offer. Yes. Tawana says it's so worth it to pay the $20 a month for ChatGPT. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think I don't understand how they can charge that personally because it has generated millions of dollars for me in one way or another. You know what I'm saying? Like using it, having it in one way or another has contributed to millions of dollars for me. Triasia. I'm sorry. Triasia is how you pronounce your name. Got you. Okay, so this is prompt 4. Now we're going to go to prompt 5, which is the last of the prompts. And that's going to help us name it. What is a clear name and short description I can use to explain this offer? And you're going to go from what it told you the simplest one was to someone who doesn't know anything about online business. Now, if your offer is not about online business, because it may not be, then you're going to replace those words with tree hugging or painting or underwater basket weaving. You know, you're going to replace it with what makes the most sense. But I said online business because that's what a lot of people are into. Now, doesn't know anything about who. Just going to type it out because it's not placed. Doesn't know about online business. That's that next prompt, that 5th prompt. So for Candy, they already gave you a one. I would go ahead and just do this prompt anyway. Even if you already have it, it's already given it to you. Do the exact words of this prompt. Clear name, short description. And it's also going to help you with someone who doesn't know about what you're doing. Hmm. Okay, I'm going to go back to prompt 4. Actually, I'm going to go through all of them, okay? I'm going to start with all of them, just so you can have it, because people came in at different times. I'm going to go through these quickly, just so you have them. Again, the replay will be available, so you can go to the replay. Prompt 1 is, what are 5 reflection questions that will help me find things I've figured out in my life? Not as an expert, but from real experience. And again, I'm going to go through these fast now because we did spend so much time on them. And you can just write a note to yourself. Okay, the first prompt was about what 5 reflection questions. Okay, I understand that. Prompt 2 is based on my answers to those questions, because you're going to give the answers to those questions and you're going to press return. What could I help someone else with who's a few steps behind me? Yes, someone said, can I do this for a nutrition and skincare business? And it's not an online, it's not a business. Absolutely. That's why I say replace the words for things that make sense for you. Absolutely. So prompt 2 is based on my answers, what could I help someone else with? I'm just going over the prompts. I'm going backwards to go over the prompts so you can just have an idea of what they said if you came in later. Nobody's late. Prompt 3 was give me 3 simple $100 offers I could create based on that. Something I can deliver, I can do in 1 hour or less. Prompt 4, which of these offers is the easiest one to start with? We're using these words very particularly. With all the experience I have with ChatGPT, I'm using very specific words. Which of these offers is the easiest one to start with and why? That's prompt 4. Now I'm going to go to prompt 5. Prompt 5 is what's a clear name and short description I can use to explain this offer to someone who doesn't know anything about dot, dot, dot. Whatever the about is what your lane is. Your offer, your general lane, the general industry doesn't have to be online business. Doesn't know about Canva, doesn't know about sewing, doesn't know about YouTube, right? Make sense? So let me know what you've come up with. This was originally going to be in the chat, but we're going to put it in the Q&A. What have you come up with? This replay will be available indefinitely. So yes, you can come back to it whenever you'd like to. Thank you. You all are putting these in the Q&A, looking awesome. Woo! I am fascinated. I am fascinated by these. Oh, I love that one. Sean, I love yours. I love all of these, by the way. Don't think I don't if I don't say it. Yes. While I do that, I'm going to take it back to prompt 5 for anybody who missed it. Prompt 5 is showing on the screen right now. This is so, you all are so talented. My goodness. My goodness. Ooh. So what I'm going to do, we're not done yet. We're still going here, but what I am going to do after this call is I'm going to put a day one post in the community, and that's where you can show off these if you want, because they are fire. The replay will be available in the classroom of our membership, and you'll have information in the community as well. Yep. Yep. And remember that this is just day one, and we're not finished yet, but this is just day one. We're going to spend 2 dedicated days, day two and three, to talk about how to promote, and if you don't have an audience, what to do. And then we'll go further. I'll tell you later what the rest of it is. Fantastic. My goodness. Love that. Okay. If you've got some great options, but you're stuck on which one to choose, like everyone who has posted, it seems like they have that one. There are some people who have said, I saw all three of them. I don't know which one to choose. Use the 3E filter to choose your starter offer. This is only if you haven't decided on one. Is it easy to start? Is it energizing to deliver or to do? And can you do it efficiently in about an hour or less? If it has two of these three, then it's the one to run with. If you still have more options than one, that's a good thing. Just pick one and put one on the back burner. Because if you try to do more than one at once, you will not get the $100. I promise you. You just won't, because it would be too much to figure out both at the same time. If you do the one and you choose it and it ends up not working, then you can always take the back burner one and try that one a little bit later. But you want to do one at a time. One at a time. Still getting so many of your offers in here. This is fantastic. And we're going to be able to see each other's in that post that I put into school. Very, very good. Remember, we are going for clarity, not perfection. All the perfectionists in the room, I hear from you daily, not only in this group, but in all the groups I work with entrepreneurs and creatives. I work with celebrities. I work with people who are just making their first dollar in line. I work with thousands and thousands of people every single year. And the ones who are going for perfection, many of them, most of them think it's some sort of badge of honor, that they have such high standards and such high, lofty goals and such high quality control that that's something to be applauded. Now, of course, part of it is, but when you're going for perfection and not momentum, you are putting yourself at a disadvantage. You are sabotaging yourself. Because what did we learn earlier? We learned that that clarity comes from action, right? The experience comes from the action, not just the procrastination of it all. If you're waiting for perfection, you will be waiting your whole life. You just will. Now, another thing I want you to note is that now that you have this baseline stuff, you can start to really pull at it now and remind this GPT, because it's trained on a 5K offer, remind you that you're talking about a $100 offer, and you can just continue the conversation with it. This is all a big experiment. Type that or say that out loud to yourself. Say it out loud to yourself, type it in the Q&A, because I want you, readiness, thank you, Mary. Readiness does not come until after action, which is the brilliant thing. Readiness does not come. You can't be ready until you do it. People are trying to be ready and then do it, but then you do it and you're ready. Anybody who has given birth, which I have not, I would imagine understands what that means. Readiness happens after you do it. Yeah. Someone says, I know this is supposed to be about our $100 offer, but I can charge $1,000 for this. 100%. You do you. This is for anybody who wants at least $100. And if you're just starting, if this is your first offer, if your first thing you're making, then you want to start low so that you can get out there. This is all an experiment. Yes, 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 yes. Here's how you can take an offer and repurpose it as a different vehicle. So you may have your offer and you may say, well, I've never done one-on-one consulting. I can try it, but I don't know if that's exactly what I want to do. Let me see if there's another way. This is if you want to repurpose it or at least know how to repurpose it. These are 3 examples. So for example, it's the same thing, but just repurposed. So let's say you have a $100 one-on-one service that is your service here. Let's say, for instance, it's YouTube video planning session, a live one-on-one with someone for 60 minutes where you're helping them choose their topic, their title, and their hook, right? And I did this based on me. I used the GPT. Let's say that that's for instance. Another way you could offer it is it could also be a $10 digital product that 10 buyers buy because you charged $100 for the one-on-one. Another way of looking at the same thing is that you turn it into a $10 digital product that 10 buyers buy that is a downloadable guide with plug and play templates. I'm not saying to do this. I need everybody to understand that. And I'm not saying that this is how you would make the digital product. What I'm saying is if you don't feel like really good about your offer, it may be the vehicle. So there are ways to repurpose. Is that making sense to everybody? So I could take my one-on-one service and turn it into a digital product. By the same token, I could have a digital product that has templates and guides and formulas, and I could actually sell that as a one-on-one service for the people who are like, I could buy the digital product from you, but I don't know what to do with it after that. Okay, I'll walk you through it. I'll get on a call with you for 30 minutes and walk you through it. And another way of thinking about it is the same offer could be a $25 live workshop that 4 people attend. So you plan, it's the same topic, plan your first YouTube video. All of these relate. Now, bonus pro level is to bundle all 3 of these and charge something else, right? This would be a 90-minute small group workshop like I'm doing right now. Right now. Yes. El LaShawn says, yes, it makes perfect sense and it's doable. Thanks so much for the step-by-step breakdown. That's why we're here. And you are welcome. That is why we're here. You should be able to say with your offer, I help this type of person or people with this type of problem by doing this thing so that they can. Now, I know it's a lot. I'm going to give you examples of it. Okay? Write this down, type it out, take a screenshot. All of this, by the way, you have all kinds of information in the replay, not just the replay itself, but you'll have documents and all kinds of stuff, especially when we get into day 2. Day 2 has swipe files, templates, scripts, everything. But you should be able to say to yourself or to say to somebody that you like, you go to a family member, hey, I just did this workshop and this is my offer. For instance, I could say, I help beginners figure out what to sell and how to sell it, what I'm doing right now, by providing resources in my membership, Your First 5K, so that they can make their first 5K online. So you want to be able to say something like that. We call it an elevator pitch in startup land and investing. It's an elevator pitch. I help this type of person. I help beginners with this problem figure out what to sell and how to sell it, because people walked in here not knowing what to sell. They're going to walk out knowing what to sell. I'm going to teach you later how to sell it. So we've done these first 2. By the format, which way, how am I doing that? By providing resources in my membership. So that they can what? So that they can make their first 5K online. So you want to be able to do that. You can do that now. You can type that out now and put it in the Q&A, or you can put a note to yourself to figure that out for the rest of the day based on what you're seeing here. And remember, this is not in stone. This is not this does not have to be your core offer that you do forever. You're going to simply do it at least once. I'm going to read Beverly's. I help beginners with plant-based keto living by providing simple science-backed guidance and supportive coaching so they can prevent heart disease, boost their vitality, and feel empowered in their journey and wellness journey. Okay, Beverly. Of course, the GPT can help you with this. You can put this prompt in and say, tell me what I should say with this offer. Jasmine says, I help beginners who have content constipation identify their content zone of genius, pick the best platform, and plan their first 3 pieces of content to achieve their content creator dreams. Vanessa says, I help beginners with bill organization so that they can get control of their finances. So Vanessa, I love that. The only thing that's missing is the format. So you help this type of person, beginners, with what, or like fix what, perfect. Then let's get you to the format. How do you do it? What are a few words? And you can use the GPT to help you with that. But you're right on track. Sean says, I help everyday entrepreneurs skip the tech overwhelm by delivering ready-to-use digital tools and marketing blueprints so they can launch smarter and profit quicker without starting from scratch. I'm going to read one more, and then I'm going to give you a moment of silence so you can work on yours. I help neurodivergent families prepare for real travel, starting with stress-free practice flights, hotel stays, and cruise ship tours. Stress-free. Love it. So good. So good. You all are awesome. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to give you like a minute to work on this for yourself. So proud of y'all. This is so good. Yes. I'll put my answer back on the screen as an example. So everybody's sending me at once there. So if you've sent me one, just know that I've seen it, but I can't necessarily answer everybody. And we're gonna keep going. We got more. We got more. We're almost done. We're about 80% complete. You all are killing it. Leslie says, I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful that you're here. Yes, I want everybody to walk out with an offer, whether or not, you have an audience or anything. We're not worried about the selling of it yet. We're not worrying about the promotion of it yet. We're simply worried about, do I have an offer? Do I have an idea for an offer? Do I have a germ of an offer? Okay, looks like a lot of people have put theirs together. If you haven't yet, you can continue working on that on your own throughout the day or the evening. I'm going to move on to the next page. Fantastic work so far. This is more examples. I help moms with busy schedules stay on top of laundry by creating a weekly routine so they can feel less stressed during the week. As a good example, right, that I have on the screen here. Or I help college students with managing their time by using a simple planner system so they can keep up with classes and feel more organized. Paula said, all this time I have been using ChatGPT. I never thought of it, never thought to use it this way. And Beverly says, I need some of these offers. Yes. Okay. I help new dog owners with potty training by sharing what worked for my puppy. So that I don't know if I have that. Oh yeah. So they can avoid stress and clean floor and have clean floors. I typed this out manually, so I messed up there. Okay. I hope you have your test offer, and I haven't used that word yet, but I'm calling it the test offer because, again, it does not have to be your core offer. But it sounds like a lot of people have found something that will become their core offer at different price points. We're starting with that 100. Now, by the way, this offer could be $30 or 50 or 75. It doesn't have to be 100. It could be 97. We just learned that from Gail. It doesn't have to be 100, but this is to get that first $100. So day 2, are you ready to see what the rest of the week looks like? Let me know in the Q&A chat. Day 2 is Monday, tomorrow, May 5th. And we're going to learn in the same way we did today, where we just went step by step by step. We're going to learn how to promote your offer from scratch. Not only that, but I will provide you with scripts, with templates, with swipe files, with all the things that you can copy and paste, or you can read from on a video, or you can put without your face being shown. Everything you can imagine, I will have for you tomorrow. Same time every day will be 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. That's day 2. Day 3. What do I do if I don't have an audience at all? Because I know you're asking yourself that question. What if I don't? Like, this is great. I have an offer, but who's going to buy this from me? I'm teaching you how to promote it. And then the next day, I'm going to teach you what to do if you have no audience. Thank you so much, Mary. I appreciate you. Thank you, LaShawn. I appreciate you. Okay. If you missed any of this, we're still going here, but if you missed any of this, the replay will be available shortly in the classroom. And I'm also going to do a post about it. Day 4 on Wednesday, we're going to learn how to actually make a sale. So there's promotion and marketing, but then there's the actual conversion of a sale. Like, how do I get someone to actually pay money? And that's going to be really interesting. And it doesn't matter what the price is for you. You're going to learn something on that day. Anybody excited for day 4? Tell me what day you're most excited about. Day 5, to close everything out. Because by then, woo, you are going to be going. Believe me, don't want to miss any of this. Watch the replay if you can't make it live, because I know it's the middle of the week. But on day 5, we're going to learn how to build a simple system that sells while you sleep. And that may sound ambiguous, but essentially I'm going to teach you all the things that I do, that once I get a good offer and then I get a product market fit where I know that the offer is something that people want. And then once I sell some of it, this is what I put into place, the system that I put into place that makes it repeatable. That makes it, and it's not all passive, but a lot of it can be. So it's like, oh, I got 100, because what I hope happens this week is a lot of people tell me they made $100, but I don't want it to stop there, because this is your first 5K. You see. Okay, what days are we looking for? All of them. Okay. Day 2 and 3 the most. Day 2, day 4. Excited for all the days. Oh my goodness. Very cool. Day 5 is speaking to me. Yes. Day 4 and 5. Yes. I'm telling you. If you don't have the bank account amount you want, you can always learn something. Anytime I have to question myself, I say, ooh, is it worth it to join this thing? Is it worth it to go to this conference? Is it worth it to have a coach, to pay somebody to teach me, to spend 10 hours on YouTube learning? I always say, until my bank account says the exact number I want it to say, it's worth it. Right? Am I lying? Oh, it's giving you so much hope. That's the biggest compliment you can give me. So the next steps for everybody here, is you're going to work with my custom GPT to complete anything you are not able to finish on this call. You see what I'm saying? Like if you came in a few minutes after we started, or if we were moving too fast, or anything like that technically wasn't working, anything like that, you're going to take what you've learned here. You're going to also have the replay, and you're going to go right back in and complete it. Don't let yourself sabotage yourself by saying, oh, I didn't catch it in live, so I'm not going to do it. We got 4 more days. You want to have your offer. The other thing you're going to do is you're going to leave a comment in the day one post that I'm going to put into the community. I do not have it yet. It will be up in just a few minutes. You're going to leave a comment and you can put your offer. You can say what you liked about this call. You can say what you're looking forward to. You can give, other people some praise on their offer, but that's what you're going to do. And I want you, most importantly, to give yourself some credit because you did a fantastic job. A fantastic job. Beverly says, I feel less imposter syndrome when I hang in your groups. Yes. 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 Lisa says, before I joined school, I paid for a profitable offer strategy, but I don't know how to implement it. God bless you, Arlan. I'm just where I need to be. You are so right. Awesome. I saw, and a lot of times people will come to me and they've paid other people like thousands of dollars to be in their programs. And I have programs that cost thousands of dollars. So I'm not knocking that. But a lot of times either they get sold by somebody and then other people are delivering. So other people are like, you don't see that person after they sell it to you, or they just don't get enough information that helps them. And so I try to do the very best I can to like over deliver and to just give you the thing. Like, let me tell you why. Think about this. Think about this. Okay. If there are 122 people on this call right now, some people have left, some people have come on. So maybe 150 total were live. Let's call it that. And another 150 people are going to watch it on the replay in the next week. And then potentially thousands will watch it over the next year. Imagine every day somebody new comes in and says, because of this 5-day challenge, I made $100. That will put that out into the world and more people want to join this membership. So I'm incentivized to help you win. I also do it because I just love it. If you have not been able to tell, I'm the nerd on a Sunday with these other nerds, you all, working on this. But this is why I do it, right? So when you think about yourself, I talk about making your customer the hero. This isn't about just making money from people and like find the fastest, quickest, easiest way to make money, lazy money. Think about what you typed as your offer. First of all, the word help was in it. Second of all, these are rooted in your lived experiences for the most part. Not everybody, it doesn't have to be, but some of them, most of them, you're actually able, can you imagine you're able to help 5 people? And I'm going to leave you with this thought too. For anyone, no one has said it to me, but I just want to, I come across it so often that it may be something you're thinking or you may start to think as you start to make more money. Sometimes, and somebody did allude to this a little bit, sometimes people are afraid to charge money for something. They're used to working for other people. You go in, you get paid by the hour or by the year, and it's very cut and dry. I get it. And they have a hard time saying, why would someone pay me? Or even more so, I don't want to charge someone to pay me. It feels bad. And sometimes they say that not because of imposter syndrome, but because they're like, I do want to help people and therefore it should be free. I want to give as much away as possible. When you don't make money and you're giving so much of yourself, and it's so much of your hard-earned experience, your time, your effort, your brain power, and you don't charge for that over and over and over again, day after day, week after week, year after year, you're going to be depleted. You're going to run out of steam. And when you run out of steam because you're overworked and underpaid, you will no longer be able to serve those very people you're trying to serve. So it will be bad for you and it will be bad for them. So instead, think about this. If you charge what you should charge, and that's going to get higher and higher as you go, you start small and you grow, it gives you the resources and the incentive to keep doing it. You help the people who are able to pay, and they're happy that they paid you because you did the thing that you told them you would do. You're exchanging value, not just time. On top of that, because you now have your resources and you're not depleted of energy, you can decide to spend your free time any way you'd like to. So I'll say it a different way. Let's say I had 100 entrepreneurs that I wanted to help, and I wanted to help them make $100. Okay, 122. I would charge them for my membership. Sound familiar? I also would charge for Arlan's All Access and for my inner circle, which costs thousands of dollars, so that I can have the resources to pay my rent and pay the bills and to expand and do big things without feeling like I'm underwater. And then what do I do every week without anybody talking about it? Because I don't need them to talk about it. I help other people who can't afford me for free. Happens all the time. I just call them up or I reach out to them on a DM, a stranger, and I just help them for free because I can, because I'm not so depleted of energy and resources because I was trying to help everybody over here. Does this make sense? I want you to think about the freedom that you give yourself when you make it make sense, when you make the math. Yes, joy, the ability to choose what you want to do with your time. So instead of saying, I'm only going to charge, I'm not going to charge this person or these people so I can make the world a better place. Make the world a better place by being someone who is successful financially and doing what you want with your time and with your money. Don't be a martyr. Okay? Yes. 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 Okay, I'm reading all your stuff here. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so everybody, you completed your first day. We're gonna get into the community and we're gonna post our stuff. Wait till I put up the post. I'll do it in just a second here. And then I want to hear all from you. I want to see those things that I couldn't keep up with in the chat. I want to see them. What's your offer? What do you think you're going to do next? And for some of you, not all of you, for some of you, you're going to take this and run with it. And you might start texting somebody. You might start we just put a video up with Dion in England, and she put the affiliate link for this membership, which is another way you can make $100 is by just, if you don't have your own offer, you don't like your offer, just sell my offer. Just take your affiliate link and sell this membership. She did that. We put that on YouTube and she didn't have an audience. So she sent a WhatsApp message to a few friends and she told some family members, and one of her friends signed up immediately. So we're going to talk more about that on day 3. But for some of you, you can get a head start and just say, let me put this out into the world a little bit. Let me just put it out there into the world. And some of you will make $100 in the next 24 hours. Now, I will see you on day 2. And if you're watching the replay, you can go to day 2 now and take it to the next level. See you later.